Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dan here, your storage auction treasure hunter guy, and do I have a great video for you today. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you a number of very valuable and useful tips and tricks that you can use when you're out doing your treasure hunting, whether it's storage auctions, going to flea markets, thrift stores, garage sales, wherever it is you enjoy doing your treasure hunting. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks and suggestions that you can use to make sure that you're not overpaying for what looks like maybe something potentially valuable, but it might turn out to be just some cheap imitation. So I'm gonna go over a number of things you can do right now in this video so that you can guard against spending money on or spending too much money on fakes and frauds. Now, when you're out doing your treasure hunting, here are you'll come across all sorts of different things, especially if you do storage auctions, which is my form of treasure hunting. You never know what you might find. I recently came across a collection of canes, right? This cane is clearly plastic because the back of it is broken, and it's no mystery that in fact it's plastic, but these two look as though they are a carved natural material, right? So how can you tell if it's not so obvious whether something is plastic versus a natural material? So here's the trick that I'd like to offer you. All you need to do is take a thumbtack, it's a regular thumbtack, and some source of flame, a lighter, a torch, whatever it might be, and heat up the tip of the thumbtack. Now, with the tip of the thumbtack nice and hot, take it and press it into the material to test whether or not it's a fake or if it's real material. Now, if the heated thumbtack leaves an impression in the surface of whatever it is you're testing, it's plastic. Now, again, this cane is clearly plastic, but I wanted to use it for illustration, and sure enough, my hot thumbtack tip left a dimple in this thing, proving that it's plastic. Now, if you have something that you suspect is natural carved material, this is a brooch or a pin that I also found in another one of my units that really looks as though it could be carved ivory, but let's do the same test and see for certain. So again, we'll heat up the tip of our thumbtack, and with the tip nice and hot, press the heated tip into the material. If the thumbtack does not leave an impression, then it's natural, and in this case it left no impression. So that proves that this is ivory, bone, some kind of stone, but it's real, far more valuable than plastic. Tip number one. Okay, tip number two is you will also come across a lot of jewelry, costume jewelry, real jewelry, whatever it might be. This is a gold brooch that I found in one of my storage units that looks as though it has a real pearl affixed on it. This is an earring, same thing. Is the pearl fake? Is it real? A lot of times you can tell a fake pearl because it just looks like plastic. It sounds like plastic. But sometimes you have a really good fake and you cannot determine whether or not it's real. So what you can do, a real quick test to determine if a pearl is real, is to take the pearl and rub it against your tooth. If you feel and hear a gritty sensation when rubbing it against your tooth, you know that it's real. This happens to be a real pearl, because when rubbing it against my tooth, I can feel and hear a sandy, kind of gritty sensation. This is a fake. Rubbing that against my tooth, there's no gritty sensation whatsoever. So if you're out at a flea market, at a garage sale, whatever, you come across something you suspect might be a pearl, when no one's looking, pick that thing up, rub it against your tooth. You can tell instantly whether or not it's real. All right, let's move on to the next one, which would be gold. Yeah, there is a lot of gold out there. There's a lot of fake gold out there. And let's talk about real quick how you could tell whether or not you came across something valuable or if you came across something not so much. Now, typically on a gold chain, on the clasp, there'll be certain indications of what the thing is actually made of, certain indications of gold content and that kind of thing. Of course, if you see something that says 14K or 18K, obviously that's 14 or 18 karat gold. But if you see a little indication that says GF, GF means gold filled, and basically what gold filled means is that it's just simply gold plated, right? Think of it as a pie crust, with a pie rather. And in a pie with a crust, you've got a little crust on the top, you've got a little crust on the bottom, and then between those two layers of crust is filling. That's basically what gold filled means. It's cheap metal, maybe, some sort of alloy, and it's simply gold plated. So if you see a GF on the clasp or anywhere on the chain, that's telling you it's gold filled, not nearly as valuable as a real gold chain. And then it also, even if there is no indication, there is no 14K, 18K, GF or anything on the chain or the clasp, a quick inspection ought to tell you whether or not it's real. And yes, believe it or not, I do carry a magnifying glass with me, even when I go to my storage auctions, but flea markets and other things, because if you could take a quick inspection of the chain and you see any sort of tarnishing, you see any sort of like rub-off wear, I don't know exactly how to explain it to you, rub-off wear, then it is not gold, it is a fake, because gold is real gold. It does not tarnish, it does not have color variations, it doesn't rust. Real gold won't do any of those things, but fakes usually always do. So there you have it. I just wanted to offer you a couple of quick tips and suggestions on how you can tell whether or not the things you come across in your treasure hunting endeavors are fakes or if they're real. And again, you can apply these to whatever form of treasure hunting you're engaged in. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found these tips and suggestions helpful. If you have any friends, colleagues, or family who are out there also treasure hunting, maybe you can share this video with them. If you like anything that I've said in this video, please click the like button below. If you're not currently a subscriber to my channel, please go ahead and hit subscribe, because in these videos I put out there, I try to offer as much helpful advice as I can as it relates to treasure hunting. Again, my name is Dan, and I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll talk to you guys soon.